Hello, I'm Bill Jarvis. I have here something I want to show you. This is a shoelace that I have here. I want you to think in your mind, can you ever remember tying your shoelace for the first time? How about you, Tim? Do you remember tying your shoelace for the first time?
Yep.
Tim, about how old were you?
Probably 5 or 6.
You know, I can remember when I tied my shoelace for the first time, I was only 4 years old and my hands were very little. And when I went to tie my shoelace, I ended up with big loops like that. Did that ever happen to you, Tim?
Yep.
Now, one day I was tying my shoelace and I wasn't watching what I was doing, and I got one of the ends in one of the loops. Did that ever happen to you, Tim?
Yes.
And then I must have been late for school that day because the school bus was coming and my mother called me, and then I wasn't paying attention and I got the other end in one loop. Did that ever happen to you?
Yes.
And then I went to tie my shoelace and I ended up with what right in the center?
A big knot.
I ended up with a big knot. Well, I was so discouraged. I knew that when I grew up, I wanted to be a magician because I knew that I was going to perform at the Magic Jubilee in St. Louis, Missouri. And I was going to do this rope trick for you. And I was thinking, you know, if this happens to me when I'm on stage, I want to be able to blow on it and make it go away. Now, what I want to do is show you something that tells you how to get out of your problems in life. Does everybody here have problems in life? Of course we do. We all have them. Well, this is an easy way to get out of your problems. For example, Tim, if I held up this very close to your eyes in front of your face and asked you, what do you see? What would you say? Say brick wall.
A brick wall.
He said he would see a brick wall. Absolutely true. That is a brick wall. Now, Tim, if I step back a little bit like this and get it further from your face and ask you, what do you see now? What would you say, Tim? Say brick wall again.
A brick wall.
So he would still see a brick wall. You know, I learned as a college professor that if you want the right answers, you have to give the answer. So, Tim, if I step way back like this, and I ask you, what do you see, Tim? Now comes the big answer. What do you see? Dr. Jarvis holding a brick wall.
Dr. Jarvis holding a brick wall.
Unbelievable. In other words, Tim, I'm trying to make a point that when you have problems in life, like hitting your head against a brick wall, the further you get away from your problems, you see other things. Is that right?
Yep.
Now, Tim, I can see things you can't see because I can see behind the brick wall. For example, if I turn the brick wall over like this so that you're able to see it, you're going to see behind the brick wall, Tim, is a hole. You never saw that before, did you?
Nope.
There is a hole. So in other words, Tim, what I'm trying to do is to make a point that when you have problems in life, and we all do, the further away you get from your problems, and maybe look at it some other way, like behind the brick wall, you will find a window of opportunity or a way out of your problems. Now, Tim, I have something else here very special to show you. It's a green rope, which I have in my hand. And then I also have a can in my pocket. And inside that can, Tim, I have a little flea. And his name is Herman. Herman is the strongest flea in the world. Now, if I take Herman and I take him out of the can and put him on my hand like that, you can see him. Is that right, Tim? Say yes.
Yes.
Now, Tim, Is Herman brown or is he black? Say brown.
Brown.
There he is, he's brown. Herman, the strongest flea in the world, is on my hand. Now I'm going to take the can and put it back in my pocket, and I'm going to show you why Herman is so strong. Now, Tim, just to recap here, do you still see Herman on my hand? Say yes.
Yes.
Okay, there he is. Now, here's what I want you to do, Herman. I'm going to tell him to do something. I want Herman for you to jump up on the rope. There he is. He just jumped on the rope. He's walking down the rope. He's walking down the rope the other way. Now, Herman, what I want you to do is to hold the rope. Tim, can you see him holding the rope?
Yes.
Now, there he is holding the rope. Now, if I let go of the rope like this, Herman is still holding the rope, right?
Yep.
There he is, holding the rope, the strongest flea in the world. Oh, he's jumping. Oh, he fell. Oh, I stepped on him. Well, he was the strongest flea in the world.